What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Content Corner with your boy Herb and this guy, I guess, over here. Um,
Wow. What's up, guys? It's Lens.
oh, that's your name, right? Forgot. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah.
Savage.
So,
It's fine. I made fun of you last week.
yeah, it works out. Yeah. Listen. I was back to caveman status. Had no internet and no. My phone wasn't even working, so I had no connection to the outside world.
Yeah, it's because you have Optimum. Optimum is trash.
I mean, well, yeah. That's
It's your
beside
own
the
fault.
point.
It's not besides the point. It's
Listen,
exactly the reason.
listen. I don't pay the bill, so I don't get to make the choice. You know what I mean?
Excuses. That's all I'm here.
Excuse- Yo, you know what? You know what?
Excuses, excuses.
You know what? You sound just like Luther when talking to Vanya, not listening to shit. All
That don't you dare compare me to Luther
right? Which is
or anybody
ironic.
in that garbage family.
Hey. Klaus is fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, now he didn't start fine, but
I
he has
still don't
been
think he's
getting
fine.
better.
He's been getting
He's
better. He's still garbage.
I will say at the end of the day, he is the one who has shown the most growth out of that entire family.
I will accept that.
So for those listening, for you guys, in case you couldn't tell, this week we're talking Umbrella Academy, season dos. Yeah.
Yep. I'm talking about the second season because we just recently finished it.
You know,
Uh,
s-
what's
really
up?
quick. Speaking of Klaus, I saw a post. I mean, well, not a meme, it was a post. That even in season one, Klaus was the only one who was just like, "Why don't we ask Vanya? Why don't we talk to Vanya?" And everyone's like, "Nah, fuck that. We're still
Honestly,
putting her."
word like, "Hey, why don't we have a conversation with her?" No, absolutely not. Everybody else is it's trash.
Like he's the one who's actually trying. You know, I just want to say that he's actually trying to be a good brother. But
He just has his
oh
demons to deal with.
yeah,
But here's what I'll say. I like the show because it's interesting and it's fun, but
mm.
I hate each and every single family member. I hate everybody from the Umbrella Academy
You mean within that family?
within that family.
Like it sucks because he's an asshole and everything. But Five is literally the one who's been trying to actually fix stuff, and everyone's just fucking up.
I mean, like, yes, Five is trying to fix everything, and he's like, I love my family. I want them to like be safe and all of that, but he's an asshole. And like you catch more flies with honey, you know what I mean?
Fair,
I feel like you
fair,
never learned that.
fair, and you're not wrong. But at the same time, I always felt of a carrot and stick thing. He's tried carrot. He has tried
When?
carrot.
When?
Huh? When he's
When?
asked nicely, he's like, "Yo, we got to do this." But then the second they say no, and they're like, "No." I'll
I
say this: he doesn't work on a three strike system. The second you fuck something up for him, you're on his shit list, and there's no more carrot. There's only stick.
I have not once seen him use the carrot. Only the stick.
Only the stick. So you're saying he needs more carrot?
He needs to use the carrot like at least once. It's usually like, hey, do this or you're gonna die. And it's like, well, nothing. You're on my shit list. Like that's it. That's how the
To be fair, though,
conversation goes.
there, if I tell you, "Hey, do this or you're gonna die," do you want to die?
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I get it. I agree. But you're dealing with non-logical people here. Like they will ignore him
Hey,
even if it means the end of the world.
we need to do this, or in order to save the world, or the world's gonna end. but I have to go save this girl. But if we don't save the world, it doesn't matter.
Honestly, it's like if we let the world die, she dies with it. So like, what's the priority here? What's going on, really?
Oh my god. It's just like, why? And then Diego, this whole season was pissing me off. I gotta save Kennedy. I gotta save Kennedy. I gotta say, my guy, you're from 2019. Okay? There's been plenty of movies and games that tell you why you should not alter the past.
Has he never watched Doctor Who? There are certain points in time that you can change, and certain parts of time where you can't. I
Here's
said
the
it
thing.
before.
Uh-huh.
Vesuvius needs to blow, Hiroshima needs to get nuked, and Kennedy needs to die. I'm sorry. It's just that way.
Fixed points in time. Now, I want to point out we knew as an audience from the get go, which I'm upset that Five didn't mention this all season because it probably would have
It's
been a
helped
major
a
thing.
lot.
In episode 1, when we see Five in in
Not
the
not even
not the
the
future.
first scene, the opening scene of season 2 is when we get it.
Yeah, it's with the newspaper when Five's in that
Yeah.
and at the end
Well,
at the
it's
end of
not
the
even
world.
like deep into the episode. It's
No,
like
no.
pre like title card.
It's and it's like the thing is that we see him pick up a newspaper and we see on the newspaper that it says Kennedy declares war on Soviets and launches nukes and stuff like that, and set to launch missiles. So we know that nuclear war happens because Kennedy has ordered it. If that's the case, that means Diego at the in that timeline saved Kennedy and caused everything, right?
Well, as we
Or
find out, it's not that Diego saves Kennedy, but Kennedy doesn't die.
fair, which could be any number of things. So Kennedy not dying causes the end of the world.
Pretty
Cause and
much.
effect. So, that being said, Five should have mentioned that, like, hey, Kennedy's the one who launched the nukes that destroyed the world. He needs to die. Like,
Hmm.
come on, man. Come on, man. Mr.
It's
fucking
silly.
Antonio Banderas over here.
Can we talk about Ben for a second? And how like he's the one family member that I like,
Because
actually.
he's the most
I take
sane.
I'll take back my previous statement. I like Ben.
All
I
right, cool.
feel like
You
if
like the dead one.
yeah, but I feel like if he was alive, he would have been like a little bit more douchey. But like being dead gives you some perspective.
Yeah.
And he's just the nicest guy, you know. And he just care like all he wants is to just see his family and like for them to see him. But Klaus, talk about Klaus is all right, is just such a dick to him. He just never tells anybody that Ben's around.
But they know he's there.
No, they
Remember?
don't.
'Cause- yeah, from season 1, they know he's there.
Yes, but then then in season 2 when they're like, "Oh, did Ben like is Ben here?" and he was like, "Apparently, ghosts can't time travel."
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
fucking forgot
yeah,
about that part.
uh huh. And
Well, as we said,
it took Ben taking over Klaus's body for at least Diego to know that he was there and actually get a hug from his brother.
bro,
Okay,
bro, that scene when Diego realized it was Ben, bro, that was emotional. Like that was, oh my, that was a brotherly hug.
I
That
was
was like,
happy.
oh my god. And then it's funny because you asked of Ben this season one thing. You asked one thing of him.
Well, it was I only asked him once I saw this situation happening. Right, so like Vanya's about to explode, and
Here's the thing,
when
though. When we see situations, we ask characters of things, and we've done it for the other cast. They don't fucking deliver ever.
they don't, they
Those
don't.
characters don't deliver. You asked Ben one thing.
I was like, all right, she's about to blow. The only thing that can save her is a good old fashioned talk no jutsu. All right, just give me a solid talk no jutsu, and like I'm happy. That's all you need to do. And you know what? he gives that to me, but at the sacrifice of his, spoiler alert, of his own life. Well, afterlife, or is he just going to
Well,
heaven?
no, I
I
think
don't know,
he's just going to heaven, I believe. Like I think just
or
his time
or wherever.
on that plane, like the connection he had to Klaus and the time on that plane is therefore severed, and we will no longer have Ben. So, like,
Sad, sad, really.
which is uh oh man, it was when he was just like, "Will you hug me until I this as I go?" And I'm like, "Oh, er, why?"
Because Ben is a sweetheart.
Right in the kokoro.
You're right in the coconut.
Oh, Ben, too good
Sad
for
to
this
see you
family.
go. Honestly, this garbage family of
Also,
manipulators and just idiots.
also, like, what's her name? Allison.
Hmm.
Like, she needs to use her power more. Like a lot. She
Like, here's the
doesn't.
thing: in the first season, the problem was that she felt like she was living a fake life because of her power, and she was.
Yes,
Um, and then she kept using her power for manipulation, and then, like,
but
it
that's
did
like
some mental
abuse of
damage to her.
power. You know what I
It is
mean?
abuse of power, but like that's what she's afraid of. She's that type of person, right?
Right.
He's afraid that if she uses her power again, she'll fall back into, those old habits. Now, while I believe that growth is possible, right, and she can use her powers responsibly, that's not my call to make. That's her call. So I feel like she doesn't feel that way.
But like so many of their problems could have been easily solved if she just quickly was like, I heard a rumor. Boom. All right, cool. We're
No,
done."
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, she's probably the most brolic out of like a whole family.
I mean, not counting Vanya, obviously, but
I mean, like, she rumored Vanya for years. So, I mean,
true. But that was before Vanya knew she had powers.
that's true.
Remember
That's
what happened
true.
once Vanya had realized she had powers and Allison tried to rumor her? Remember what happened?
Bro, all it takes is for Allison to just like good old fashioned like ninja like sneak up to her and just be like, I heard a rumor, and then it's a wrap.
The
Okay?
thing is
I mean, in a
though, if she
1v1,
the thing
right?
is though,
Dead
if
on.
she controls sound, the second she hears "I heard," she can just boom, because that's a sound. You know what I mean?
She can, but it's like about it's that's like reaction. Like, here's the thing: if it's like 1v1 head to head, like battle start, I get it. Vanya's taking that fight, but like in everyday life, you know, who
I don't know.
knows? Who knows what can happen?
We'll see. We'll see. But now we know there's more of them, quote unquote? Question mark.
It it's an alternate timeline now, I guess.
No. Before that,
What do you mean? Oh yeah. Well, all right. So in the beginning of the show, right, they said that Reginald Hargreaves found these babies and like bought them, right?
well, we knew that in season one. Yeah, that was like how it
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
But we never said that he found all of them or he only got the ones that, he could, or like there's a lot of factors. It's probably like
Well, no.
some of the parents wanted to
Wait,
probably like
didn't
keep
we
keep the
know?
kids.
No, wait. Didn't they say that like? Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong,
Mm.
right? But for some reason, I remember when they were saying that, right? And I totally forgot about it, which is why I was surprised when it came up. But like that in the very beginning, they said that there was like 12 kids who were born at the same time, like that, but he could only get seven.
Something like that. Like, there was a greater number than he could get,
Yeah,
but he got as much as he could.
right. So I want to point out it's not a surprise if you remember that because they don't address that all of season one,
They
and they
don't,
definitely don't address that like 90% of season two. So
because the show's not about them yet,
exactly. So that's
I
why I'm just
guess.
like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, oh wait, what? And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait, they did mention that. So they didn't. They told us this already, but I forgot. Fuck. Oh man, it was actually a surprise for me. get dead on
Yeah.
surprise. I didn't. I didn't know what to say.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of timey wimey shit going on now. Like the show was always timey wimey, but like now it's like even.
Also, what is I guess that chick's power, the new member, quote unquote. I guess her power. Well, not new
She has
member.
a Sharingan.
She,
What's her face? Why did I forget her name?
I thought it was just
Um.
John's power from Unordinary.
I mean,
Because
sure,
Sharingan let you keep it with the Sharingan. Remember,
that's
like,
true.
and she doesn't. I feel like she doesn't keep her power. I feel like she
Yeah,
only can use it when you're in
like while
proximity to
they're
her.
using it,
Yeah. So it's
yo,
like.
copyright infringement right there. Just saying.
I'm
Somebody
just.
get this man.
I'm just saying. It reminds me of the golden manhwa called An Ordinary, but that's not what we're talking about right now. I'm just saying. Um, yeah. So like, because I don't think she keeps them, because otherwise, when she fought five the first time, she probably would have used other stuff. But
Yeah,
when
that's true. I think she can only use. It looks like only one at a time, and it looks like only when someone is using it against her or close proximity. Maybe I'm not sure. Or when she's exposed to the power. Because it's like, remember, she didn't use Allison's rumor until Allison tried to rumor her first.
yeah, bro. But how she reflected it, I was like, oh no.
I was like, wow, that's savage.
Oh man, and it was funny because like you, you and me were both like, "Yo, Allison, just rumor her. Just do it. Just say I heard a rumor." And the second she does it, it's like you stop breathing. I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Oh, well, never mind. My bad. I guess. Wow. Well, to be
Oof.
fair, we didn't have all the information. we were like, okay, she has like Vanya's powers, and when she fought Luther, I thought she was still using Vanya's powers
Facts, facts.
because it didn't because Luther's just strong, so it's
Yeah,
kind of like, all right, she's just countering with Vanya's powers. It's cool, and then like when she didn't like Oko Allison with that like that super strength, I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense, like Vanya's powers, and
yeah.
then it was like, all right, reverse rumor. I'm like, oh,
Oh, she has all their powers.
okay. All right, this is different now.
I've always wondered if Klaus, I guess, tried. They could technically have an army
Oh,
all the
absolutely.
time.
All
All
the
the
time.
time. Just
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm rezzing all these dudes and
He's a
dudettes.
necromancer. He's a
Yes.
brolic necromancer, but he just doesn't know it yet. Or he doesn't know how to properly use his powers. He could be a brolic DPS. Just saying.
Yo, he could be a really broad DPS, range DPS too.
Hmm.
But
But no,
like,
he's
no.
just too busy getting high,
And then
being
Luther
drunk.
annoys me all the time. He's horrible, horrible
I
leader,
think that
quote unquote.
Luther. Well, in the second season, I feel like Luther kind of gave up the leader role, and he's like a little happier because he's just like, I'm just gonna chill out.
Fair, but it's like he can be a real idiot sometimes.
He's so dumb.
I'm like, oh Jesus, damn it, Cyclops, why?
Also, I'm just saying, um, shouldn't Five not be in that body anymore?
The kid body?
Yeah.
Um, my guess,
Mm.
my guess is that because it was a forced push of his older self through the portal, and not like a I'm walking through, he didn't focus on the math.
Uh,
That's my guess. I
I
have
mean,
no
he knew
grounds
the
for it.
math.
He knew it, but I feel like it's a focus. Like you have to really focus on the math as opposed to like I know it. It's more of like what do you call it?
You
An,
got to
an
be
a,
actively
a
thinking about it.
yeah, a real time calculation versus a I'm just gonna adjust the setting to this and just leave it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That's my guess. Also, while I understand five being like, oh, we're gonna go back to like my old man self, right? I'm like, do you really want to go back to your old self? Like, if you can technically adjust your age for the body, why not give yourself like your prime age? You know what I mean?
word.
Like, why go back to being an old fart and being stuck as an old man when you've been stuck as a kid? So you're ready. So it's like two different things. Just go back to being like 30,
Yeah,
35,
solid 30.
you know, and just be 30 forever.
Like, didn't we see him in his like prime age when in the apocalypse, or was he still like mini him? I can't remember.
Like when we saw where he came from, like the post-apocalyptic future, that one.
Yeah,
I think we saw his prime version.
I can't remember because I feel like remembering. I feel like I'm remembering him being in his child body.
I don't know. Well, I know that that's how he got there. Like he was in his child body when he got there the first time.
Yeah, but like I don't know if he aged while he
Like
did,
he
right?
aged to be an old man because he worked for he
Yeah,
worked for the commission. So he aged up from when he first got there to commission status. But like speaking of five, yo, the
mm.
power he got, just rewind time.
I mean, he always had that power. He just didn't use his power correctly.
Yeah, like he just remembered his dad telling him like, "Yo, just start small.
Baby
Start with some
steps,
seconds, maybe some minutes, and then work your way up. Don't just go straight to like weeks or months."
or
But that's what happens, right?
is what happens. I think that I'm glad that he has a little bit more control over his power. He's going to be a little more broken now.
Yeah, yeah. This season, I really like the season.
It was much better than season one, in my opinion. Season one, season one annoyed me because it was like a whole bunch of people just whining, and also we were just getting introduced to the characters.
Beginnings are always rough. Beginnings are, usually the the least entertaining, I should say. Uh, the Lord of the Rings is a great example because, like, you take the original, The Fellowship of the Ring. It's just talking, walking and talking, talking and walking.
What
There's
do you mean?
not a lot going on. How beginnings, like I was saying, how beginnings are always rough for anything, and like Lord of the Rings is a great example. So, like Fellowship.
I mean, here it.
First movie, it's always rough.
Mhm.
It's mostly just backstory, not much is happening. You don't really get to enjoy what will be great of the series until like the next installation. I feel like this kind of works in that because we're getting introduced to a lot in Umbrella Academy. You have to really flesh out a lot, and the development of that isn't always the most entertaining.
Well, I don't think that was the problem. The problem was that, well, for me at least, the Umbrella Academy, the way that you're introduced to the main characters, you assume that they're going to be a certain way. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they're heroes, but like, stuff happened, things fell through, they split apart. You're wondering their capabilities, how competent they are, all this stuff. You have like certain expectations, and then they fall below those expectations, and that's part of the comedy. But then you see like how really like annoying they are and how like messed up their family. Because like I feel like I get families are complicated, but I feel like normal people, I know they're not normal, uh when put in these situations would be like, well, I'd talk to my sister here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd talk it out before like this giant battle. And then like, all right, so Vanya just got the short end of the stick the whole time,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was still tight at her because I was like, God damn it, you didn't have to blow up the goddamn like Earth. And don't get me wrong, I get it. She didn't have control of her powers. Doesn't mean I can't still be mad at her. Like,
Sure.
it's not her fault, but it is her fault. You know what I mean?
I mean, some would say it's her family's fault.
It is her family's fault. Like 100% is her family's fault. But also she's the one that like blew up like everything. So
I want to point out that even
you
when
know,
she wasn't the bomb, she was the bomb.
word. The fact that like in season 2 Five was just like they were like, "Oh, what causes the end of the earth or the nuclear apocalypse?" And Five was like, "Probably Vanya." Vanya will always be the bomb. And guess what? She was the bomb again.
Even when, so she technically wasn't, but she still was, because it was
Word.
that kid that she gave her powers to when she like brought him back to life. So it's just like, yeah, and I'm like, you just killed us all, destroyed us
Wait,
all.
when?
Hmm?
Like what part?
Like I when she originally gave that energy to the kid, I was like, that can't be good. That
Oh
cannot
yeah,
be good.
it wasn't
That's
good. But I
just,
mean, like that wasn't necessarily a dangerous thing in terms of the whole world. At
I
least
mean,
not
not when we
yeah.
saw it there.
Yeah, and even like when he was going crazy in the barn, I feel like it'll be all
Also, I
right.
want to point out, we know would have been for the whole world because did you see the level of fear on that one guy's face at the infinite switchboard when he found that error in the timeline?
Which error?
Of the kid with Vanya's power.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like that was what he was afraid of because I've at the very end, we like that episode ends with just seeing the glow from the barn. We don't know what it is yet. We just know that
Mm,
that barn, which was where that family was staying at and where they live, because their home, that barn was what glowing at the end of that episode when he showed
mm.
when. So we know that was the huge anomaly that was like code red. We need to solve this now.
That's true. That's true. Fair.
So even when Vanya's not actually the bomb, she's still the
She's still
bomb.
the fucking bomb. She's too much trouble, man.
Yo, just put her on the moon with Luther.
Ah, rude.
Listen, man, I'm thinking about the safety of the planet. I'm trying to let her live her life, but
Are
like,
you though? Because if she gets tight and blows up the moon, we're still fucked.
well, if she stays here, blows up, we're fucked anyway. At least that way, there's less people to piss her off.
I mean, anger and solitude, they don't mix, man.
I mean, I'm just saying there will be less sources of her anger and frustration.
I think it'd just be worse. I think she'd just go all full on supervillain. She's like, put me on the moon. You're mocking me. Leave me alone. Oh, and then and then the beam would go straight for Earth instead of like hitting the moon.
Fair, fair. I mean, at least
And
I
then,
know
and
I
then
would
you
like.
can't like touch her.
What did this guy send me? Hold on, someone just sent me money for what?
Oh, I mean, like don't say no to it. Like
I know, but I'm just
just
like
take the money.
I don't get
Take
it. What was
take the
it
money and
for?
run. It
Take the
doesn't
money and
matter.
run.
It doesn't matter. It's yours now. It's legally binding.
Like he labeled it as for croissants.
Did you have croissants
No,
recently? Did you give croissants
no,
recently?
no.
All
That's why I'm
right,
so confused. I'm like, I don't. What?
that's fine.
Maybe,
That's free money.
may- maybe they owed me from like way back, and this is them paying me back. I don't fucking know.
I
Whatever.
finally came into some money. Here's that money for the croissants.
It's like, oh my god! It's like it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, I just won the lottery. What'd you win? I got like 20 grand. Hey, remember that you owed me 10 grand though from when I helped you with
Oof,
your house?
oof. I'm
Fuck
gonna need
you.
that back with interest.
Right now. You know, with interest, that was like what? Let's see. It goes like, oh, that was with interest. That was over 10 years ago. So then with the interest, that brings it to oh, look at that, 20 grand. Thanks. And
What you call it? Real quick to go back to Vanya. Can we talk about how bullshit her powers are?
how they're inconsistent as fuck.
Bro, like they describe it as like, oh yeah, she has like sonic powers. What kind of sonic powers allows her to put in like a bit of her life energy in someone else. Excuse me? Like some parts made sense, deflecting bullets with sound
Well,
waves.
Lens, apparently, if you really think about it, the sound of her own heartbeat, and she used that sound to make a vibration to cause
Mm-hmm.
the kid's
Mm-hmm.
heart to start beating again
Mm-hmm.
and give it a jump start. Yeah, man.
So what the fuck what did he put what did she put in him?
Just raw sonic energy.
Bullshit. 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 Absolute garbage. Makes no fucking sense. I don't understand how she flies.
Sound waves.
That's not how like that works.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's like how when something breaks a sound barrier, makes a sonic boom, and is able to push stuff, that
Yeah,
on a more concentrated level, so that it's just she floats. Yeah, you know.
but wouldn't that just like destroy everything around her like consistently? Like she's consistently, I'm assuming, using sound waves to push her body against like the air below her.
No, no, no. She has that much control over it.
Oh, we're talking about control now. So you, 1 second, you're gonna tell me that she can't control her powers to the point where she blows up the fucking moon, right? But now she has enough controls to precisely have her levitate. Nah,
Lens.
nah,
I
nah.
can
Pick
say it in
one.
one word. I
Pick
can
one.
sum it up
Pick
in one
one.
word, Lens. Yes, I can sum it up in one
What?
word. Growth.
It's bullshit. Is what I'm hearing. Bullshit. Because she did that in the first season. And she was
Listen,
like floating. I was like, it
she
makes no sense.
She's the Deus Ex Machina of the show.
She is. Uh, Listen, I'm completely fine with her as a character, as a
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
I'm fine with her having powers. I
yeah.
just want there to be clarity. Don't tell me it's sonic powers because I know it's not. Okay? Just say her powers are just, you know,
Telekinesis.
I would believe telekinesis. Everything about that, I'd be like, you know what, telekinesis. That
Telekinesis is
can work.
super believable.
Yeah, because telekinesis is broken. Telekinesis is basically all powers wrapped into one
Yeah, telekinesis is super broken. People underestimate how broken telekinesis is.
word. It's
So
ridiculous. Anyway, just like tell me that. Don't tell me it's sound waves because that's bullshit. Also, can like we talk about Diego real quick and how he doesn't know how to use his powers?
I mean, he learned a bit in what do you call it? Towards the end of this season. Know what I mean?
I guess, but like, here's my thing. He can control anything like in the air, right? He can control
Yeah,
like the flight path.
yeah,
Remember that hallway when he was being pushed back by Vanya's powers?
yeah.
I mean, at some point he was airborne, right?
That he was airborne? Yeah. No, he wasn't. He
Yeah,
was
he was when he
no,
was
he was
when he got sent back flying.
no, he was dragging himself along the ground with the knives.
I know, but then he got sent backwards
Yeah,
flying.
he slid. He was touching the ground. He slid back. He didn't actually hit the
Nah,
air.
he
Yeah,
was
man.
he was in the air.
Nah, he didn't launch.
Even if he wasn't, he can jump. He
He
can
can
jump.
jump.
Then you're
Yeah.
airborne. And yo, just a little bit, and then just use your powers to counteract. I'm just saying, like, be a little more creative with your abilities here, man. Like,
Mm.
try, okay? Like, he barely uses that power, and it is extremely useful.
I mean, you know, it's only every power is only as useful as the person wielding it. To be fair.
I know, and that's why he's useless.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, most
This is a
people
complaint
actually.
about this is a complaint about the person, not the power.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But it's like, uh, most of them don't use their powers to their full potential.
Is Luther's power just super strength, right? That's it.
It is just super strength. Yeah.
It's kind of
And
useless.
durability. Can't forget the durability.
Okay, it's kind of useless. It's useless in the grand scheme
Just
of
that.
things. Just a tad. Also, like, hang on. So you're telling me that Luther can take a tank blast,
Yes.
right? A
Yes.
tank blast, but he
Okay.
can't take a bullet?
No.
How does that work?
Um, the surface area of the force. Yeah.
I mean, but still, like, isn't durability his thing?
Uh, Depends. Like, all right. So honestly, I could see it work in two different ways. Where like, what do you call it? Let's say he has durability in the sense of like just his whole body, right? Then yes, it would just be on like active no matter what. Like Colossus in a say, right? Like how it's when he activates when his power is on, like it just covers his whole body. But it could also be like a reactive resistance where like it has to harden like in that one spot, and I guess small points of because he also gets stabbed.
Which also doesn't make sense. Like, none of
Uh,
it makes sense. Like, I literally saw this man take a tank blast and shake it off, right? Just whatever. But like then he gets just beat up by this big dude, like
Maybe he has
a
to
human
focus.
fist. I mean, maybe, man, but like
Maybe
either way,
maybe it's like it's not a passive; it's an active skill.
just
Know what I mean?
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I'm not gonna deny that, but I'm like, you know,
The
just
show's
saying.
fun at least.
It is fun.
It's very fun and very interesting.
It's
I just like I said, just hate these characters.
oh my
They annoy
God.
me so much.
Funny enough, the one character that I feel like I'm supposed to detest or at least not be a fan of, I actually do enjoy, and that's
Oh,
their dad.
um, I enjoyed him in the second season because he didn't do anything yet. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
that version of him in the past didn't
Right.
do any of the horrible things to ruin these kids' childhoods yet, so I can like him.
Right.
Season one original, I was like, nah, fuck that guy.
Right. No,
He's a dick.
and then like season 2, I was like, this is I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Now I'm curious as to like instead of just judging him and calling him a dick, I'm like, you know what? Now I'm curious. What are you planning? What are you doing?
Word.
Yeah,
Remember when he made Diego cry?
bro, with no effort, little to no effort. Oh my god. And then like,
Made him feel so bad it brought back his stutter.
bro,
Savage.
he said it in like he did it in like what, one sentence?
It was, yeah. It was like a whole thing, but like it was pretty savage, man.
And like Diego was so confident until he heard his dad say that, and he's like, "You're wrong." I'm like, "Oh God."
Mm,
That's when you know
that's
Diego's broken.
when you know he like got him like right in the heart, like it's like cutting deep, super
Mhm,
deep.
mhm. And like, I like Diego. I understand he wants to. Like, yes, he has the whole like Five has pointed out daddy issues where he just wants to prove to his dad that he is a hero and all that stuff, right? But at the same time, I also understand like wanting to do like he very much wants to do the right thing. Like he wants to help people. Am I saying he's going about it the right way or maybe for the right reasons? No, but
No, absolutely not.
at least his goal is,
He's trying.
yeah, and I appreciate that. I really do.
I appreciate the effort.
Um, and what was another thing? Like, how about the scene where Ben took over Klaus? I was gonna talk to that girl.
That was like that was so weird. I did appreciate that Ben appreciated just like feeling things again. He was like,
I
"Oh man, the
bro,
ground. Oh man,
I
this dirt."
oh, the feeling of dirt in my toes. I was just like,
This is
yo,
amazing.
and then what got me was when he was just like talking to the girl and he's interested in her, hard body, and she's just like, yo, you wanna have fuck? And he's like, "Wait, what?" It's like, "Yeah." And it's like, but like the thing is, I'm a virgin. What? Then what about that time when you, me, and that other girl did it under on the like the sex swing under the tree? And I was like, "Oh."
I was like, "Oh, hmm. Well then."
I'm like, "Yo, Klaus." See, that's when you know Klaus is an animal. Man, fuck that girl, and literally was like, "What's her name again? Jillian or
He
some
doesn't
shit."
remember. He doesn't remember any of their names
He doesn't,
or what they look like.
and it's hilarious to me. It really is.
It's pretty funny.
And then how about the big reveal of, oh, we have, their dad is an alien. Fucking alien.
Uh I don't know where they're going with that. I mean, like, it's cool. I mean, like, it's an interesting plot point that I guess we're gonna cover in the next season.
And like it's super interesting, and I'm just like, yo, what? So now I
I
have
have no
even
idea
more
where the show wants to go. That's my thing.
I have even more questions now, you know what I mean?
So many questions.
So many fucking questions. And then so he's like, "Oh yeah, the interest on the dark side of the moon." So wait, so that means that their dad sent Luther to space, the dark side of the moon, right?
Uh huh.
That means that base probably was already made way before he needed to send Luther there. Because
Maybe.
the
Well, no, no,
because
no. Luther was. I don't think he was on the dark side of the moon because he was facing Earth, or maybe he was on like
but the moon
the cusp.
rotates still, you know.
True, but we never see the dark side of the moon. That's what I'm saying.
We don't. Yeah, no, we don't. We
So
don't,
so like unless like he was traversing the entire moon alone,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Bro. The dark side of the moon has to be some like so creepy, like no light whatsoever from anything, and you just see, and so there's nothing but darkness around you, and then the vacuum of space.
Yep, it's just you, the moon dust, and the void.
And the worst part, you don't even see the moon dust.
Nope, can't.
And the worst part, no one can hear you scream.
They really can't. They really
Except
can't.
Superman.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently he can hear in a vacuum, but they
Apparently,
don't have a
sound
Superman in
waves.
that world.
Yeah, yeah. They don't. They don't. But we'll see. Um, I don't know, man. Like overall, this is a great season. Loved it. I love some of the new characters. I felt attacked when we met Herb.
Oh, really?
I felt attacked.
Herb was cool.
Listen, he's cool now, but like in the beginning, he's like, oh, he's just cool. He's just a geeky nerd that's kind
He
of
was a
useless.
scrub.
Yeah, and I was just like, I feel attacked. I feel attacked. Yo, but that handshake he got with Diego at the end.
Honestly, I did not expect that cool of a handshake.
They're like, "Yo, Herb, what's up?" Bah, 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 bah. And I was like, "When did you have time? When did you
Word.
have
I was like,
time?"
wasn't y'all in a rush? I mean, technically, they have time travel, so they weren't in a rush.
Tell that to Diego. Tell that to fucking Diego. I gotta hurry
But I have
back.
to go
I gotta get
now.
it back there quick. I gotta go now,
I
bro.
was like,
It's
but
time travel. You
it's
could
time
leave
travel.
a week from now and be there exactly where you need to be.
Like, calm down. Learn what you need to learn. He's like, nope. I'm leaving right fucking now.
Oh my god. Like that's the thing that always happens in fiction is like when people know they have time travel, they forget they have time travel.
It well, you know what it is? It's such a hard thing to display in a ever like moving plot. So the way that Umbrella Academy works is that they have like your A plot, B plot, C plots in an episode, so they'll like follow different characters. When you're trying to pace everything together, so that episode, um, Diego's learning about this stuff. I think Five was meeting with Five and Luther, right? Um,
Mhm.
and then was it Allison that was burying a body, or just fighting the Swedes?
Allison so wait. They the first of the three Swedes, right? Because there's three of them.
Uh huh.
The first one
Was already
was
dead.
was already dead because of what's her name from the commission?
Yeah.
That bitch.
The handler.
Yeah, the handler. So that was already dead. So then the last two went to go kill Allison, which I give them credit. They started out great. Throat punch. You ain't saying shit now.
Word. They walked in. Hi, who are wham? And then she was like,
So like I give them wholehearted credit for that. Like they went about it the right way. They just didn't know that how good of a fighter she was. Honestly,
word. Yeah. She was a
like
good fighter.
she was just a better fighter than she was scrappy.
Well,
Shit.
I don't know if she was a better fighter because like the fight wasn't settled via fighting. You
No,
know
no,
what I
no, no, no.
mean?
I'm saying like she was a better fighter than they expected. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. She's like,
Like
I got you with the 1-2s, got you with the combos.
yeah, and then like when she made the Swede kill his own brother.
Savage.
But yeah, like you were saying, it was Klaus who just came in and was like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights, huh? All right, are you burying or burning?"
Yeah, so it was that episode where um Diego was at the commission doing his stuff.
Mm,
And so they're trying to pace everything kind of at the same time. So by the time that Klaus shows up and they're trying to get rid of the body, that's when Diego comes and then they all go over to Vanya.
mhm.
When you're trying to pace everything at the same time, you kind of have to force your characters that don't have to abide by time rules for your sake.
Yeah,
I mean, they could have spent like an X amount. He could have spent an X amount of time with the resistance, learning or whatever. But like, we don't know that.
we don't
Um,
know that.
but it's assumed that he kind of like was in a rush because his he seemed like he was in a rush.
Yeah.
So like,
So
even when
who
characters
knows?
don't have to abide by like a certain time limit, they have to abide by the plot time limit. It's weird.
Yeah. So like, but honestly, like, who knows? Maybe, maybe they, you know, maybe they did spend time together and that we just don't know about. Fair. Still wouldn't know that.
Still wouldn't know that.
Like, wouldn't know that at all. But whatever. It is what it is.
I love that Diego now has that on Five. He's just like, yeah, I was at the commission. And he was like, what do you mean you were at the commission? Yeah, I got headhunted. He was like, no offense, you're not commission material. It's like, listen, man, I was on the infinite switchboard and everything. And he's like, you're on the IPS.
Yeah, made that shit my bitch.
Y'all need to recognize. I was like, oh, Diego, stop.
That's when he broke me. When he's like, "Y'all need to recognize." I was like, "Oh my god,
I was like,
Diego!"
Diego, who are you? What are you doing?
You know what it was? It was when Klaus told him that he looked like Antonio Banderas with the long hair, and then gave him the confidence.
He's like, I got street cred now.
Bro. It was just like, Diego, I got to tell you something. It's really important. What? You look like Antonio Banderas. What? Yeah, with the long hair. Really? And it's like, oh, thanks, man. And I was just like, I honestly thought he was gonna get tight at him for stopping him for that, but no, he's just like, oh man, thank you. That's
I'm mad that that meant so much to him. I was like, we don't have time for this.
oh, but we do lens time travel.
Oh my god.
Also, can the commission just for once upgrade those time travel briefcases to be bulletproof, please? For once.
I think they don't want it to be just in case one of the briefcases are stolen, so they could just shoot it.
I mean, maybe, but it's like it screws them over too.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not saying like, I'm like, oh, if you have to go kill a deserter, then I understand that. But I'm saying like, if you go out on a mission, there could just be random crossfire that hits your briefcase,
true.
and then you're fucked and stuck in time. Like,
I mean, you can still contact the commission, and then they'll get you. They'll pull you out.
can you? I don't. I know that I've seen. Remind me, because I honestly don't remember. I remember countless times seeing the commission contact people in time, but never the people in time contacted the commission.
I mean, either way, they would know.
Yeah, I mean
They'd be
they
like,
observe. Yeah,
yeah, they'd be like, where is this guy? Oh, okay, my bad. All right, let's go send an extract
I guess either that or just leave them there and be like, "You failed me for the last time."
for the last time,
Uh-huh.
for the first time, and the last time, and the only time.
Oh man, yo, my heart got it warmed my heart to see Pogo again, even though it's like young Pogo.
Young Pogo without like enhanced intelligence,
Yeah,
but
I
he
was
could
like,
scrap
oh,
though.
yo, he could scrap. He he fucked 5. I
So
was like,
good.
hey, what's up? Whap! I'm out. It was so good. It was so good. I don't know, man. The I just like the show as a whole. I'm looking forward to season 3. Want to see where Sparrow Academy is gonna fit in there.
Yeah, I want to see how much the timeline changed because of everything they did.
I honestly think I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, so be it. I honestly think because we see Ben at the end, right, and he's alive, and if you notice, he has like a really big scar on his face, like across
Yeah,
his nose. I honestly think that what they did is they affected the timeline so that where normally on that mission Ben died and everyone else made it, the opposite happened where everyone else died except for Ben.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think it happened that way. But
Like I
like,
said,
yeah,
I could
that's
be wrong, and I'm probably am wrong. But that's my idea. That's where my mind's going.
fair. Also, bro, one of those kids is a cube.
Yeah, well, I feel like the cube is like not one of the kids, but like their pogo. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Like that, I think that was supposed to be like a class lineup, and like
Maybe.
that cube was there.
I guarantee those kids are the other rest of the kids that he originally didn't get in the original timeline.
I believe that. So, do you think we're gonna see God Jane? Whew, that's her name, right? Jane,
The
the
chick
one with
Diego's
all.
ex girlfriend.
Yeah,
I think we might see her there. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not actually, because they never actually changed her past. So she would still be taken by the commission, by the handler.
Um, maybe, maybe. Who knows? Because they changed Reginald's past, and he now has taken different actions, right? So he could have been a little more
Found
persuasive or
found her
used a
before the
diff-
commission.
yeah, you know, maybe
Maybe.
not even like yeah, maybe not found her before the commission did, but taken her away from her parents before the commission did.
Mm, maybe. I don't know, man. Who knows? We'll know when this next season comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Um,
That's all I got for Umbrella Academy. Other than like me complaining about uh
the
Klaus
whole
Noel,
family.
the whole family.
Here's a question: who do you think has fucked up the most out of that whole family?
Oh man. Oh geez. That's tough. So Luther is just a bad leader. I don't think he's fucked up like major. I mean,
Right,
he
right,
did
right,
make the decision to lock up Vanya, and I think that's what set her over the edge.
right.
So that was a pretty bad mistake.
Mm.
5, I mean, 5 just tries. 5 messes up trying to clean up his family's messes. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a reactive fuck up. It's not like the cause. Diego just fails at being a hero. Allison fails at being a good sibling, at least in the first season. Vanya blows up the earth. Klaus is just a huge fuck up.
Klaus is extremely a huge fuck up.
He's such a big fuck up. Man, it's tough. Oh,
Tough question.
it's a tough question because they all fuck up like somewhat equally. I'm gonna go ahead and say Luther because Luther is the cause of the apocalypse.
Yeah,
Yes, because
because it was
Luther
his sister.
was he was just like, nope, we're locking her in this cage because she's a danger to you and herself and everybody. Meanwhile,
She's
Klaus
our
is like, we should
sister, Luther.
probably like it's like we could talk to her, like we're related. So that was a pretty big fuck up.
Mm. I mean, at the end of the day, they've all contributed to the end of the world in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's a team effort, really. I think the biggest fuck up in general is Reginald Hargreaves because he doesn't know how to raise kids. But it makes sense now because he's an alien. Um,
Right?
but other than that,
It's like when you're an
Luther.
alien, you're not gonna really know unless your species also has kids. You're not gonna know how to raise your kids. Definitely
I
not.
mean, like they probably have kids, but like human like between different species, you probably have different like cultures and different ways of like raising people and different expectations of like what's right and wrong and like how you should do things. It's a whole thing. We could like talk about hypothetical alien ethics all day.
I mean, I will say though, then again, being an alien does not mean you have to be a bad parent. Look at John Jones.
True, but he has telepathy.
I mean, we don't know what Hargreaves is capable of as an
True, but
alien.
my whole thing is that like Martians with telepathy like understand empathy more than like your average species. You know what I mean?
It's pretty racist, you to assume that.
I mean, I can assume that because of the way that they act. They are racist. They are. They are. I mean, like, there's proof of that, and I don't think racism like is species specific. I think it just happens.
I mean,
Uh,
how the Martians are racist to themselves with the white
that's what
Martians.
that's what I'm saying. We have proof that like the Martians are racist, but they also are empathetic in certain ways that we can't be because like they have a tradition of sharing minds and mind melding and stuff like that.
They're drift compatible.
They are. Anyways,
I think that's a
that's a whole different topic.
yeah. That's not what we're here for. So,
That's not what we're here for.
on that note, I think we'll let you guys go. We've talked your ears off. enough at this point. I would like to believe, but
Probably.
you will see us as usual. Well, you'll see me again on the stream on Fridays because now I have internet.
Aha! Welcome back.
Yes, we are back, and I'm actually upset that like if we still haven't gotten on stream a victory on Warzone because like I I've gotten a victory since then.
We've gotten plenty since then.
This is not on stream. Oh man. Anyway.
Will tonight be the night? Find out later.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, so as always, don't forget to follow us, like and subscribe.
Oh
Um
my god, that's a whole different reference.
and don't forget to check out the Metropolis with all their shows as well. You can follow us at Simon. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Simon68_TKE. All one word, all lowercase. Lens. You
Yeah,
know.
you can follow me at on Instagram and Twitter at LensJ, LEHNSJ.
Yeah.
Where
So
I don't post much, but if y'all want to like shoot the shit, talk about bullshit, and I'll tell you why you're wrong about like life. Yeah, anytime. Hit me up.
Fridays, I end up tweeting a lot, but no, sorry, not Fridays. Thursday nights, I end up tweeting a lot, but that's just because I'm supporting the NLBC stream with the Macherino, so I end up like tweeting a lot of retweets.
We're all about that fighting game community life.
And on that note, thanks for joining us again, friends, and we hope to see you again soon. Deuces.
Peace.